What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Whitney's World podcast. I am your host, Whitney Morgan, and I am so thankful that you are tuning in wherever you're at on this planet. Thank you so very much for listening to a message that I have to share with you today. I am on every Wednesday, so if you're new to the show, welcome. This is officially my 35th episode. I have been recording since June of 2023. This has been one of the most remarkable experiences of my life yet. And I am just so thankful to everyone that tunes in. The podcast is growing. I know that you guys are sharing it. I'm getting comments and questions. So I'm just really thankful, and I'm very excited for my future, for what's to come, and to continuing to expand, grow, learn, and share with all of you the best message I can. So this episode, my 35th episode, is going to be about confidence. And I feel like confidence is something that I've really grown into, and I've really been learning, because I will say I've been confident, but I also do feel like I haven't been confident for most of my life. And at this point in my life, I am definitely growing to be more and more confident. And it is very exciting. It is very, what's the word? It's very fulfilling. And I really want to share it with all of you because I'm really passionate about us coming together and finding our true reason for why we're here on the earth, what we're meant to do, our purpose, and why we are here creating this incredible life on earth. So I do feel like a lot of my life I've been scared, like to really step out, to really find my true self and power. A lot of that is conditioning. It's a lot of programming. It's a lot of the way that we were raised and the way that we were taught in school to sit down, to be quiet, to not show up. Like if you overspoke or said something, you'd get laughed at, or you'd get in trouble and have to go to the principal's office. Like all these things that we've been conditioned into this life has really taught us to be small and to not be who we're meant to be, and to not find that passion inside of us. And so I feel like since I moved to Florida, it has been me coming out of my skin. Really, I've been really forcing myself to grow. I've been really forcing myself to bloom and to be that caterpillar that I want to be the butterfly. I believe I'm the butterfly, and I am like on the way, and I believe that is my true calling, and I believe that is for all of us to be able to become the butterfly. But it takes time. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes being uncomfortable. It takes becoming mush and kind of deconstructing everything that we thought to be this beautiful, magnificent butterfly. And I just want to share this message with you guys because I do believe that when we are confident, we get paid more, we create new jobs, we just live more full, better lives. We take better care of ourselves. We, dress better. We look better. We show up in the world more and better and more confident. And I really think that that is like our purpose, to create, to be a version of ourselves that we want to be, and to create that version. And you have to create it. It's not something that just happens. It's not something that just comes. Like it takes time. It takes preparing yourself. It takes preparing the environment around you, and to really step out and to grow and to learn. And also, I believe that when you're confident, you're admired by more people, and more people want to be in your circle and learn from you and really figure out like how you did it, because people want confidence. It's something that we all want. And I believe it's because it's who we're meant to be. And again, we've been conditioned in society to just be small and to work for the companies. And that's just not like what most people want to do anymore. Most people want to be free and live their own life and create something they're proud of and have a message of beauty and just bring something amazing into the world that they've created and they've built. That way they have the confidence around it and not building someone else's dream, you know? So confidence for me is breaking through self-doubt and doing things that make you scared. And the more confidence you build, the greater risks you take. And confidence allows you to respect yourself and to trust yourself so much more and be respected by other people. And then those people want you to help them because you've done it. You went through the fire and you've built that confidence. Like, I do believe confidence is a muscle, and it's not something, like I said, that I believe you're born with. I think that it's something you have to embody. You have to go within to make it come out. And I feel like so many people get wrapped up in like, I don't feel confident. Now, I get that, but I will say when I started this podcast, I did not feel confident. I mean, I still, even today, I didn't even know what I was going to record. But what I can say is after 35 weeks, 6 months of doing this, I do feel confident in the fact that I know at some point during the day that the message will come. And that is what I'm confident in. It's not always that I feel confident to start recording. You know, I prepare, I have notes, I listen, I learn, I read a lot. I really try to grow who I am so that I can confidently come and share what I'm learning and going through in this life. But I don't always feel confident, but the feeling doesn't matter. The feeling is, if we run our lives by feelings, we would not really get anything done. I mean, no one feels like working. No one feels like, well, most people don't feel like working. Most people don't feel like going to the gym. Most people don't feel like eating healthy. They would rather eat donuts and cheeseburgers. But we can't live our life off like feeling. So we can't live our confidence building off of feeling. We just have to know that we are strong human beings. And when we have a desire to do something great in the world, that we just do it. And we don't feel confident, but we know that confidence is built over time and it takes practice and it's a muscle. We have to build it. And confidence is embodied in action. So again, me starting this podcast, I am now confident the message will come, but it's because I've done it so much. In the beginning, I literally lost sleep because I was nervous. I was scared. I was stressed. I was worried about the message. I was worried about saying something wrong. And you either do something really, really good or it goes really, really bad. But at least you learn along the way. And that's what I think is important to realize too, is just because you try something, whether you think failure is failure, at least you're doing something and you're learning. And when you learn, you earn competency. And when you learn, you grow and you crush self-doubt because you're learning, and it builds confidence and it builds the confidence in you. And you're like, oh, I didn't die. I didn't get made fun of. Actually, that felt really good. and you lean into that more and you try again and you get better and you do better. And then you keep learning and you keep growing and you keep doing these things that do make you feel uncomfortable. But you're willing to try. You're willing to learn. And when you try over and over and over and over, that's how you gain mastery. That's how you become a master at your craft. And when you're willing to try, you're putting yourself in a place of, well, it doesn't matter if I fail or if I succeed. At least I'm on the path to putting myself out there and to gaining confidence. Because when you start to take one step at a time, what happens is you realize you don't fail, and then you take another step, and then another step, and then a bigger step, and then you start jumping, and then you're going to fly. Eventually, you'll fly. And again, if you do fail, let's say you try something and you fail, you can try again. And that's a beautiful thing about human spirit and humanity is even if you fail, you're going to keep going. You're going to keep pursuing and you're going to learn something and you're going to eventually get on the other side of it. And maybe it'll open up. Maybe you failed this, but it opened you up to a whole new world. It gave you another opportunity that's even better. And that's the point. When we live in the unknown and when we just try and we try to build ourselves and get better and better, we do get better and better. And I do believe the skill of confidence is trying. And confidence is a skill. It's just something learned. It's something that we have to embody and become. We become confident through action. And also, it's really important to remember that everyone starts at zero. Everyone starts at a place where they don't know. And they just have this desire, this burning desire to do something. And so they try, but they're still at zero, but they still believe in themselves. And they know that there's going to be some reward on the other side. And you don't feel confident. You act your way into confidence. You know, we're all actors, right? I mean, I'm sure you've heard that we're in a game, an illusion, and that at some point you have to fake it till you make it or just act like you are becoming. And eventually, when you just act, you become the part because you're putting your intention somewhere. You're placing your energy into something. And where your energy goes, energy flows. And so it's just important to remember that it's okay to almost feel like an imposter. There's many people in the world that gained their success by starting from zero and acting their way into the role that they're currently in. And so your willingness to make mistakes and learning and failing and putting in the work eventually will get you to where you want to go. And we build competency to settle our nerves and the nerves inside of us. And by facing the things that are uncomfortable and by facing the parts of ourselves that we are so scared to show up means that we're growing. It means that we are literally becoming something that we weren't. And if you aren't putting yourself in uncomfortable spaces and places, then you're not growing. And the whole reason of this human life is to grow and evolve and to put yourself in uncomfortable places. And confidence is just the willingness to try. Confidence is in action. And that's it. It's just being willing to try, to put yourself out on the line, to try out for the play, to start your own podcast, to start your own business, whatever that desire is inside of you. It's inside of you because it wants to come out. You don't just have these desires to never act on them and to never pursue them. They're in your heart for a reason. And that's so beautiful. And don't let the fear and the self-doubt hold you back. And, maybe you're not ready today, but just keep up with the things that make you feel good, because when you feel good, that's when you can achieve the unspeakable, the things that you look back and you're like, this is unbelievable. This is the best thing that ever happened to me. And, I want to tell you guys a story about confidence. And I started real estate when I was 22. In my life, when I had to build confidence, was when I was 22 years old and I was starting real estate. I didn't know anything about real estate, literally nothing. I didn't know anything about selling houses. I knew what a house was, and that was about the extent of that. But I was willing to try, and I was willing to learn. And also, when I started this podcast, I was not confident. I was freaking terrified. I told you earlier, I literally lost sleep about it. But again, I was willing to try. I was willing to show up, grow, and learn. I had to. Like, it was this calling inside of me that was like, you have to do this. There's no option. Like, you have to. And I'm just a person that when I have a feeling and I feel called to something, no matter what, I try. I'm willing to, put myself out there. I'm willing to take the chances because I live my life like I would rather try than not try and regret not trying. I do not like living my life in regret. So I ended up, again, at 22 selling real estate. I've been doing it nonstop. Now I'm 30 and I became a top producer. I sold lots of houses. I grew the most incredible relationships ever with realtors, with my clients. And it's given me such a sense of confidence by selling real estate, doing something even when I wasn't qualified, but having that internal belief and knowing that I'm going to make this happen gave me the confidence. And I'm sure there's something in your life that you have done that you necessarily were not qualified for, but you just had this burning inside to do it. And the confidence is forged in the fire, in the moments that are hard, in the times where we don't understand, but we just know we have to push through and we have to keep going and we have to get up, and up, time and time and time again. So for anyone that's like, I lost the confidence. First of all, you can't lose the confidence. It's not possible. What's happened is you're blocked by the feeling of not being confident, and then you stop trying. So again, if you feel like you've lost the confidence, no, you just stop trying. And maybe you need to pivot and try something else. Maybe you need to try it again, but you can't lose confidence. We gain confidence, but we don't lose it. Because when you do achieve something or you do try anything, even if you fail, you still built confidence. You built the courage. You built something inside of you to pursue something that was like this lion that just faced you in the face and you didn't know how to do it, but you did it anyway. And that is the growing. That is the part of us, that humanity, and it makes us so special that we just continue to face things and keep going, whether we have to pivot into something else or keep growing into what we're trying to achieve and accomplish. So I'm really big on growing, trying new things to become the person that we're meant to be in the world. And if you don't try, then you'll never know. And when we really start to do these things and share our ideas and show up in the world and, apply for the new job or quit your job to do something else that you want to do, even though it's scary, even though, your self is like, oh, you shouldn't do that. It's all that fear. I just truly believe that that's where we're supposed to be. And that is what makes us so much stronger and better and happy and happier as humanity. And also, when you start to try new things and you start to step out, you're going to meet other people. Like, there's so many good things that come from just trying, stepping out, doing something new. And again, you're learning something, you're learning along the way, and you are strengthening your tools inside of yourself. And I love that. I love that for us. I love that for you, for the people around you, for your children, your spouses, your inner child, any of that. It's just so important. So there's 5 steps, 5 things that I believe can help you. And number 1 is do it. Set yourself up for action. Read self-help books. Do some words of affirmation, obviously meditating, really quieting your mind, setting time aside for you to really just be quiet and allow your intuition, your higher self to speak to you. I believe that that is something that will really help you set these things into action so you can just do it. And today, actually, I was getting ready and I've been really on this path, obviously I have a podcast. I want it to grow. So I really need to be showing up more on social media. I need to be doing more shorts. I need to be, posting more clips, random videos of me, blah, blah, blah. So, but, I'm scared and I'm blocking myself in fear. And today I've been doing this mastery class, this manifestation mastery class. And I don't know, there's something in me today that just sparked within me. And I was like, okay, today I'm going to do something that really scares me. And so today, for the first time ever in my life, I went on Instagram Live and I literally got red in my chest and I got red in my cheeks. I felt my body temperature go from normal to really hot. And it was a crazy feeling. And it's so interesting because we don't edit a lot of things out of this podcast. But if we have, and if I need to, we can edit something, Josh will edit it. But when you're on Facebook Live or Instagram Live, you can't edit. That's out there. So I have always been so scared, but I just have to step out. I have to do these things. I have to face these things that are so scary to me. And what's crazy is I did it and now I'm that felt good. I faced my fear. I finally did it and it gave me a new level of confidence. And that's what it's about. It's not about that only 4 people came on live and watched me for my I don't know, it was maybe 2 minutes. But it's the fact that I stepped out of my comfort zone. I did something that scared me, but I did it. And it really did give me confidence. And again, confidence is the willingness to try. Confidence is in action, putting something in action. So do it. Courage is what you tap into, and confidence is what you build in your timeline. Okay. So courage is what you're tapping into. You're tapping into courage, but the confidence is what you're building over time, and it takes time, but that's what's happening in this exchange of just doing it. So number 2 is prepare. rehearse. If you're a realtor or you are in sales, there is something that we call doing scripts, where we script things out, where we practice, talking to buyers and sellers and just rehearsing something. So practice prepares you. And that's why athletes practice. I mean, that's why we practice in high school for sports. If you were an athlete or you are in a play, you're practicing, you are getting comfortable, you are building confidence, you're putting yourself in a position to realize, okay, in this moment, this is practice. So if I mess up, that's okay, because at least it's getting me ready for the game. At least it's getting me ready for the show. Okay, so prepare and rehearse what you're doing, what you're going through. And number 3 is create a vision of the future you. What is the person like? How do you act? What do you wear? How do you speak? Put that vision of the future you in your mind, and you want to create this vision, and you can do visualization, which also athletes do. They visualize themselves doing things and getting, hitting the ball into the hole, or running faster, catching the ball, whatever it is. The creating the vision in your head is so powerful. So how is this future version of you acting? And act like that now. Start practicing and just do it. And most people, like, we're so afraid of what people think of us. And what I've really learned through my journey is people aren't thinking about you the way you think they're thinking. They're thinking about themselves, their own problems, their own dreams, their own lives, their own ways that they're holding themselves back. And so don't worry about the fear of other people. Just, what is the future version of you? Put that vision in your mind and act like that now. And who are you going to be? And go do that. Number 5 is stop thinking the bad what ifs. This is so huge, because we could literally spiral in our minds. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I, lose all my money? What if I lose my house? What if I, do this and it just crumbles and it crashes and it burns? Okay, so we need to stop the bad what ifs. We need to start shifting our perception, and we need to start thinking about the good what ifs. Well, what if it goes great? What if I get a new career? What if I meet my future husband or wife? What if I obtain financial freedom through this? What if I start my YouTube channel and I grow into a speaker or a musician? Like, who knows? But we need to shift our perspective from the bad to the good and realize that our minds are so powerful. And we really need to start looking at the good what ifs, or just the good in general, and just stop allowing your mind to spiral and think about the negativity, because negativity is nothing but bad energy, low frequency, and it is going to keep you stuck, and it is not going to allow you to elevate where you need to go, because bad energy and negativity is literally low frequency, and we need to be high frequency. So when we stop thinking the bad what ifs and we start shifting our minds to the good what ifs, we are automatically shifting our frequency up, shifting our frequency upward, which is exactly where we want to be and what we need to start focusing on. And I don't want to, at the end of my life, look back and be like, what if I just did it? And that's kind of where I've been now in my life, is like, I keep trying to like build up the confidence to just start posting more and just start doing more. And now it's just like, okay, it's already February, And I like feel like this is my year. And the more that I don't just show up and just start doing it, I'm gonna look back and be like, why didn't I? And what if I just would have done it? And I don't want to continue to waste my life and then look back and be like, well, what if I just did it? I would have gotten to where I want to get a lot quicker with a lot more ease and flow. And I would be way more happier building something that I've been building because I've just been doing things that I feel called to do. And again, the biggest heartbreaks in our lives are our biggest breakthroughs. They're our biggest blessings for the most part. They are what catapults us to a new realm. And it is very hard when we are heartbroken and when bad things happen to us and when we don't understand what's going on. But those things happen to us because our reality is trying to shift us, and it's trying to put us in a new realm. It's trying to put us in a new reality. And without these catastrophic things happening to us, or these heartbreaks, or someone breaks up with you, or whatever it is, without that, we can't move into the new future. And so just know that in these times where if you do try something and it doesn't work, even if you're heartbroken, it's because there's something else you're supposed to do. So don't live in the muck and the sadness of that. Just shift your perception and realize that there's another path and figure it out, and it will come to you. It will come to you. Number 5 is you have to focus on you. You have to start to really focus on your internal world, because what's inside of you is what is outside of you. So when you can focus on your inside and healing that and fixing that and working on that, your external world will literally shift and mold to what's inside of you. And so stop looking for the external world to bring you answers. And I will say, like, I've been definitely recently kind of doing that, where I'm like, looking to all these things to give me feedback to figure out what's next. And really, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, keep meditating, keep asking myself, show me the way, light up the path, because your higher self will, your internal being knows what it wants, and it's going to lead you and guide you. So focus on you. Focus on what feels good, what feels right, what literally lights you up. And if it doesn't light you up, stop doing that and focus on the world inside of you, because that is the true world that matters. I mean, we literally see life through our eyes, which are inside of us. Our heart is inside of us. Like, everything comes from within. So focus on that more. Tune in, just realize that you have to live with yourself for the rest of your life. And it's going to be better the quicker you figure it out to just focus on you and your internal world, and then your external world will be everything that you're working on internally. I promise. Like, that's literally the universal law. It is what's meant to happen. It is literally basically magic. It's amazing. And, though things are hard, you just don't have to give your energy to that. Like, your energy is your currency. So if there's something that doesn't feel like it's going right, just keep up with your high vibes. Keep up with, focusing on what feels good, and everything else will fall into place. You'll get answers. You will understand things differently. New things will be shown to you. New opportunities will come, as long as you are in a high frequency, high vibrational energy with yourself. Okay? So I hope you guys love that message. I have been feeling more and more confident, which I'm super thankful for, but this has taken me practice. It's taken me time. It has taken me a lot of sacrifice. It has taken me a lot to grow, to learn to be alone with myself, to just learn who I am, what I've been through, how, why, all the things, it takes time. But again, if there's something calling you, just do it and trust yourself. Trust yourself, because really, to be honest, you can't trust anything else except for yourself. Like, you are a divine human being, and you are literally made of the stars. And when you just start to trust yourself and believe in yourself, everything will work out for you, and it'll be so amazing. It'll be so incredible. And again, the desires in your heart are in your heart for a reason. So don't ignore them. Don't shove them off. Well, that's impossible. I mean, I'm going through my own things right now where I have some desires and I'm like, this is crazy. I don't even know how this is going to happen. But it's such a strong desire that I'm like, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to learn. And if anything, I'm just going to learn along the way. And it's going to make me a better human being. And I'm going to have more tools, more skills, and I'll be able to keep creating. So if there's something inside of you, just do it. It's going to be okay. You're going to learn along the way, and you're going to be so much better and stronger and more beautiful and more capable than ever. So I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Whitney's World podcast. I hope you have an incredible week, and I will see you guys next week. As always, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go.